Okay, for today's vocabulary, today's article is about Nintendo, if anybody's a fan. So, on page 2, number 1, a multi-bagger. So, sometimes when we use the word to bag, when you bag something, it means you caught something good, or you were rewarded with something. If you were trying to get like a good contract for your business, you might be able to say, oh yeah, I was able to bag this one. Like I got it. I finally achieved it. So multi-bagger, as you can guess, just means that in this case, Nintendo had basically achieved or received or gained a lot of good catches or things that were had a lot of opportunities with a lot of value for them. Number 2, to resonate with. So we've had this before, and I always talk about this. When something resonates with you, that's when you hear like maybe you hear a speech from like a politician or a professor or someone who's like your mentor, and what they say you completely agree with so deeply inside it resonates with you. So if you were to speak with them after their speech, a lot of times what people say is, I really appreciate your speech. The message really resonated with me. Like I took it in and I understood it, and I thought about it very deeply. Number 3, to run up. Usually when we refer to something running up, in this sense we're talking about like especially something that has any kind of like value, especially costs. So if you were talking about like why, maybe like a case study, and why did this business fail? Well, they were running up costs, and so basically they were spending too much money. It was increasing really fast. Number 4, on top of that, I'm sure you guys know, but it's just saying like in addition to, moreover. But usually when you say on top of that, it's normally towards the end of your story. So maybe you're giving some supporting details about something, and so you say, oh, and this happened, and this happened. And on top of that, and that's just kind of like the final big thing. Number 5, to tack on. It's to add a little something extra. Sometimes we say like, for example, oh, I really hate getting gas because the government likes to tack on extra taxes and fees, meaning that the government is charging you an extra like tax or fee, right? So the reason why it's called tack on is, do you guys know what a thumbtack is? Like a push pin that you put on the wall. It's a thumbtack. We call it a thumbtack because you use your thumb to push it in. And so when you tack on like a note or a piece of paper, right, we say a tack on. You tack on. So it's just like something small, not really anything huge. Last, IP, number 6. IP in this article refers to intellectual property, which is when a person or a company has a copyright or a trademark on something that's like an idea, music, story, anything like that, characters. That's called intellectual property, because it's something that you can think of, obviously, right? But IP also refers to internet protocol, your IP address, your internet address. So if you were talking to tech support and they say, what's your IP? They're talking about your internet address, not your intellectual property. That's our vocabulary.